When most people hear the word calcium, the first thing that comes to mind is a glass of milk. It's the classic picture. A tall, cold glass in the morning, maybe a slice of cheese at lunch, and that's it. You've done your job for your bones. But here's a surprising truth. Milk alone isn't enough, especially after the age of 60. Why does this matter so much? Let's take a step back. Starting in midlife, our bones begin to lose density every year. By the time we reach 60 plus, that process has sped up. A small slip on the sidewalk or a bump against the kitchen counter can sometimes cause a fracture that takes months to heal. And while many people know calcium strengthens bones, fewer realize it also keeps your muscles contracting smoothly, your heart beating steadily, and your nerves firing properly. Without enough calcium, your body actually borrows from your bones to keep these vital functions going, leaving the skeleton weaker and more fragile. But here's the hopeful part. Calcium is hiding in many more foods than most of us realize. Some of them you probably eat already, like broccoli or almonds. Others might surprise you, like tiny sardines or sweet figs, and some are so convenient. You may have them in your pantry right now, such as fortified plant milks or breakfast cereals. Think of calcium as the hidden building block of everyday strengths. When you have enough, you're more likely to keep climbing stairs without trouble, bending down to pick up the grandkids, or carrying grocery bags with confidence. When you don't, those everyday tasks feel harder and the risks from small accidents grow bigger. In this video, we'll explore the healthiest calcium-rich foods, from traditional dairy to fish, from plants to fortified options. I'll show you simple ways to use them in meals, explain how they work in your body, and clear up a few common myths along the way. By the end, you'll have a clear, practical guide to protect your bones, boost your strength, and keep living life on your terms. So if you've ever wondered, besides milk, where else can I get calcium? Stay tuned, because the answers may surprise you. For generations, dairy products have been the go-to source of calcium. Many of us grew up hearing the phrase, "Drink your milk for strong bones." And to be fair, dairy deserves its reputation. It's one of the richest and most easily absorbed sources of calcium available. But how can we use it wisely after 65, especially when digestion changes and health needs shift? Milk, more than just a drink. One standard glass of milk contains about 300 milligrams of calcium, nearly 1/3 of what most adults over 60 should aim for in a day. That's impressive for a single cup. But here's something important. As we age, lactose intolerance becomes more common. That means milk can sometimes cause bloating, cramping, or stomach upset. The solution: lactose-free milk. It has the same calcium, protein, and vitamins, but without the discomfort. Some people also find that warm milk before bed is soothing and can help them relax, making it a double benefit. Yogurt. Calcium plus gut support. Yogurt is a superstar because it does more than just deliver calcium. It also contains probiotics, the good bacteria that support digestion. This is valuable because as we get older, our digestive systems can become less efficient at absorbing nutrients. A cup of plain yogurt can give you as much calcium as a glass of milk, but it goes a step further by helping your body process and use what you eat. A practical example: start your morning with a bowl of yogurt topped with berries and a sprinkle of almonds. In just one meal, you're getting calcium, vitamin C, fiber, and healthy fats. That's not just food, that's medicine on a spoon. Cheese, small but mighty. Cheese is a concentrated calcium source. Just a small slice of cheddar can deliver more than 200 milligrams of calcium. Hard cheeses like Parmesan pack even more. The key here is portion control. Cheese is tasty, but it can also carry salt and saturated fat. That doesn't mean you should avoid. Just use it smartly. Add a sprinkle of Parmesan on steamed broccoli. Crumble feta over a salad, or enjoy a slice of cheddar with whole grain crackers. You get the flavor and the calcium without going overboard. But what if dairy doesn't work for you? This is an important question. Many older adults cut back on dairy because of lactose intolerance or personal preference. If that's the case, you still have options. Yogurt and certain hard cheeses are often easier to digest because they contain less lactose. Kefir, a fermented milk drink, is another gentle option. And of course, fortified plant milks like soy or almond milk can step in to provide the same calcium content. Why dairy works so well? One reason dairy has such a strong reputation is bioavailability. That means how well your body absorbs the calcium. Calcium from dairy is absorbed efficiently, often more so than from many plant sources. That's why even a modest serving can make a big impact. Think of it as a calcium shortcut your body understands immediately. Picture this simple routine. Morning coffee with a splash of milk. Lunch includes a small yogurt with fruit. Afternoon snack, a slice of cheese with crackers. Dinner, steamed vegetables topped with parmesan. Without counting calories or stressing over supplements, you've already hit a large portion of your calcium needs. But here's a question. If dairy is so effective, why do so many people still fall short on calcium? The answer is twofold. First, because not everyone tolerates dairy well. And second, because people often think one glass of milk is enough. The truth is, variety is key. Milk helps, but relying on it alone leaves gaps. That's why the next categories of foods are so important. If dairy is the traditional hero of calcium, fish and seafood are the powerful second act. Why? Because they don't just give you calcium, they also deliver vitamin D, the nutrient that helps your body actually absorb and use that calcium. Think of calcium and vitamin D as partners. One builds the wall, the other supplies the cement. Without both, the structure is weaker. Sardines, small fish. Big benefits. Let's start with sardines. These tiny fish might not win a beauty contest, but nutritionally, they're giants. Canned sardines, especially those packed with their soft bones intact, are loaded with calcium. Just a small can can give you as much calcium as a glass of milk. On top of that, sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and brain health. And here's a tip. Sardines are versatile. You can mash them with a little lemon and olive oil for a quick sandwich spread. You can lay them on whole grain toast with sliced tomatoes, or you can toss them into a salad for extra protein and crunch. Many older adults find that sardines, once they get past the idea of small fish, actually become a weekly staple. Canned salmon with bones, an overlooked treasure. Canned salmon might not sound glamorous, but it's one of the most practical, bone-strengthening foods you can buy. Why? Because the tiny bones, softened during the canning process, are completely edible and packed with calcium. Half a can provides about a quarter of your daily calcium needs. Plus, salmon adds vitamin D and high-quality protein. Here's how you can use it. Mix canned salmon with breadcrumbs, an egg, and some herbs to make salmon patties. Grill or pan-fry them for a tasty, nutrient-rich dinner, or stir it into pasta with vegetables for a simple one-pot meal. Affordable, convenient, and incredibly bone-friendly. Shrimp and shellfish, the extra boost. Shrimp themselves don't have as much calcium as sardines or salmon. But here's a secret. When you cook shrimp with their shells in broths or soups, calcium leaches into the liquid. That means a warm shrimp broth or seafood soup is more than just comforting, it's giving your bones a subtle boost. Mussels, clams, and oysters also carry smaller amounts of calcium while providing other important minerals like zinc and iron. Why seafood matters. After 60. As we age, our bodies don't absorb calcium as efficiently. Vitamin D becomes even more critical. But many seniors get too little of it, especially if they spend limited time outdoors. Fish like salmon and sardines solve both problems at once. They deliver calcium and vitamin D in one package. That's why nutritionists often call fatty fish nature's bone supplement. Picture this. Lunch, sardine salad on whole grain bread. Dinner, salmon patties with a side of steamed broccoli. Weekend treat, a shrimp and vegetable soup, rich with minerals. That's variety, flavor, and strength in 3 simple meals. Here's something interesting. Many people who don't enjoy drinking milk actually enjoy seafood. If you fall into that group, Seafood might be your best path to stronger bones. But if fish isn't your favorite, don't worry, plants also hold hidden calcium treasures, which we'll explore next. Not everyone eats dairy or enjoys seafood, and that's perfectly fine. Nature has given us a wide variety of plant-based foods that also deliver calcium, often with extra nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats. For older adults who want variety or simply prefer lighter meals, these plant options can be real game changers. Leafy greens, nature's bone builders. When you think of green vegetables, calcium may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but kale, collard greens, and broccoli are excellent calcium sources. Unlike spinach, which contains oxalates that block calcium absorption, these greens allow your body to actually use the mineral effectively. For example, 1 cooked cup of collard greens can provide nearly a quarter of your daily calcium needs. That's a lot from a simple side dish. Broccoli adds extra bonuses: vitamin K, which helps with bone metabolism, and vitamin C, which supports collagen, the scaffolding that keeps bones flexible and strong. Practical idea: sauté kale with garlic and olive oil for a quick side, or steam broccoli lightly to keep its crunch and nutrients. These dishes fit easily into any dinner plate. Tofu, the surprise protein-calcium combo. Here's a food many people overlook. Tofu. When it's made with calcium sulfate, often labeled calcium seed, tofu becomes a rich source of calcium. Just half a block can give you nearly half of your daily needs. Plus, tofu is packed with protein, making it an excellent alternative to meat. Think of a stir-fry with tofu, colorful bell peppers, and broccoli, or cube tofu, and drop it into soup for a soft, satisfying bite. For older adults who may want to reduce red meat, tofu provides both calcium and protein without the heaviness. Beans. Affordable and filling. Beans are humble, but they're powerful. White beans, navy beans, and chickpeas all carry calcium along with protein and fiber. A cup of cooked white beans covers about 15% of your daily calcium. On top of that, beans are inexpensive, easy to store, and versatile. Add them to soups and stews, toss them into salads, or mash them into a spread for sandwiches. They're hearty, satisfying, and ideal for anyone trying to stretch a grocery budget while still eating for bone health. Nuts and seeds, small but mighty. Almonds and sesame seeds may be small, but they pack a nutritional punch. A handful of almonds not only brings calcium, but also magnesium, which helps your body process calcium effectively. Sesame seeds are another excellent choice. Just 1 tablespoon delivers nearly 90 milligrams of calcium. If chewing nuts is difficult, there's an easy solution: tahini. This creamy paste made from sesame seeds is smooth, spreadable, and senior-friendly. Spread it on toast, stir it into dressings, or mix it with yogurt for a calcium-rich dip. Why plants matter so much? Plant-based calcium comes with added gifts. The fiber keeps digestion regular. Antioxidants reduce inflammation, and the wide variety of textures and flavors make meals enjoyable. For many people over 60, variety is the secret ingredient. Meals need to be both healthy and satisfying. Imagine this menu. Breakfast: whole grain toast with tahini and sliced bananas. Lunch: a hearty white bean and kale soup. Snack: a handful of almonds. Dinner: tofu stir-fried with broccoli and bell peppers. That's a full day of bone-friendly eating without a single drop of milk or bite of fish. Here's something to think about. Many cultures around the world, like in Asia or the Mediterranean, have strong bones well into old age without relying heavily on dairy. Their secret: a steady mix of plant foods, beans, and small portions of fish. That means you have option slots of them. So far, we've talked about dairy, seafood, and plants. But there's a 4th category of calcium-rich foods that often goes unnoticed: fortified and surprising sources. These are everyday items that can quietly deliver a strong calcium punch, and they're often easier to include in your routine than you might think. Fortified plant milks, a smart swap. If you don't tolerate dairy well, or simply prefer a plant-based lifestyle, Fortified plant milks are an excellent choice. Soy, almond, oat, and rice milks are often enriched with calcium and vitamin D, making them just as effective as cow's milk, sometimes even more. Here's the key. Always check the label. Look for fortified with calcium and vitamin D. A single cup can provide 25 to 30% of your daily calcium needs. And the bonus, these milks are versatile. Pour them over cereal. Blend into smoothies, or add to coffee and tea. Fortified cereals. Breakfast with benefits. Breakfast is a perfect time to sneak in more calcium. Many whole grain cereals are fortified, often giving 100-200 milligrams of calcium per serving. Pair that with fortified plant milk, and you've already covered nearly half of your daily needs before the day even begins. Think about it. A bowl of cereal with fortified soy milk, topped with fruit, and a sprinkle of nuts, that's calcium, protein, fiber, and antioxidants all in one bowl. Dried figs, nature's sweet gift. Now let's move to a more surprising source. Figs. Both fresh and dried figs carry calcium, but dried figs are especially rich. A handful, about 4 or 5, provides as much calcium as half a cup of milk. They also deliver fiber and antioxidants, which support digestion and overall health. For older adults with the sweet tooth, figs are an excellent swap for cookies or candy. They satisfy cravings while quietly strengthening your bones. Pair them with a handful of almonds for a snack that's both sweet and sustaining. Sesame seeds and tahini, tiny but mighty. We mentioned sesame earlier, but it deserves more attention here. Just 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds contains nearly 90 milligrams of calcium. Sprinkle them over sleds, stir into rice, or mix into baked goods. Tahini, the smooth paste made from sesame, takes it a step further. For anyone who finds nuts hard to chew, tahini is a soft, spreadable option. Spread it on toast, mix into dips, or blend into dressings. It's flavorful, versatile, and bone-friendly. There are other small surprises too. Some brands of orange juice are fortified with calcium. Certain snack bars or plant-based yogurts may also carry extra calcium. While they shouldn't replace whole foods, they can be handy for filling in the gaps. Why fortified foods matter? Fortified foods are especially useful because they combine convenience with nutrition. For someone who struggles to eat large portions or has a limited appetite, getting calcium from a small glass of fortified juice or a bowl of cereal can make the difference between falling short and meeting daily needs. Here's a sample routine. Breakfast, fortified cereal with soy milk. Snack, dried figs and almonds. Lunch, salad sprinkled with sesame seeds. Dinner, vegetables with tahini dressing. Evening, a glass of calcium-fortified orange juice. With just a few simple swaps, you've layered calcium into every corner of the day. Here's something worth noticing. In modern diets, fortified foods often fill the gaps that natural foods leave, and that's okay. The goal isn't to eat perfectly, it's to create a steady stream of calcium that keeps your bones strong. Whether it comes from milk, tofu, sardines, or fortified juice, your bones don't mind. They simply take what you give them and use it. If you're finding this video helpful so far, can I ask a small favor? Take a moment to tap the like button. It really helps more people over 60 discover these simple health tips. And I'd love to hear from you. Which calcium-rich food on this list do you eat most often? And which one will you try next? Share your answer in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join our Senior Vic Health community. We make health simple, practical, and easy to follow, so you can keep living strong and independent every day. We've covered dairy, seafood, plants, and fortified foods. Now the big question is, how do you actually put all of this into practice without feeling overwhelmed? The answer is to think in terms of a daily and weekly plan rather than a strict diet. Variety and balance are the keys. Step 1. Aim for 3 calcium foods a day. Choose at least 3 items from the list each day. That could be milk in your morning coffee, sardines at lunch, and broccoli at dinner, or yogurt, beans, and fortified cereal. The combinations are endless, but the principle is simple. 3 calcium-rich foods every day. Step 2. Mix and match across categories. Don't rely only on dairy or only on plants. Mixing across categories gives you the best coverage. For example, dairy gives you fast-absorbing calcium. Seafood adds vitamin D and protein. Plants bring fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. Fortified foods fill in any gaps. Step 3. Create a weekly rhythm. Here's a sample rhythm to keep things fresh. Monday, yogurt breakfast. Bean salad lunch. Salmon dinner. Tuesday, fortified cereal. Sardines on toast. Tofu stir-fry. Wednesday, milk coffee. Broccoli soup. Tahini salad dressing. Repeat with variations, so your meals never feel boring. Step 4. Support calcium with vitamin D and movement. Calcium alone isn't enough. Vitamin D helps your body absorb it, and protein plus physical activity help put it to use. That means enjoying fish, eggs, or fortified foods, and taking a daily walk or light strength exercises to stimulate bone strength. Don't think of calcium as a single food. Think of it as a team effort. By layering foods from different groups each day, you create a steady stream of calcium that keeps your bones strong without stress or restriction. Before we wrap up, let's clear up a few common myths about calcium. Myth 1. Only dairy counts. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. While milk, yogurt, and cheese are excellent, they're far from the only options. Leafy greens, beans, tofu, sardines, fortified cereals, nuts, and seeds all contribute meaningful calcium. Many cultures around the world enjoy strong bones with little or no dairy in their diets. Myth 2. Supplements are always better. Not true. Calcium supplements can help if prescribed by a doctor, but most people absorb calcium more efficiently from food. Real foods also bring bonus nutrients like vitamin K from greens, or omega-3s from fish that pills can't provide. Supplements should fill gaps, not replace meals. Myth 3. One glass of milk a day is enough. Unfortunately, it's not. A single glass provides about a third of your daily needs. That's why variety is so important. You need calcium at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not just once a day. By understanding these truths, you can stop worrying about the one right food and start building a flexible, balanced approach that truly supports your bones. We've taken a full tour of the healthiest calcium-rich foods, from the familiar like milk, yogurt, and cheese to the often overlooked heroes, like sardines, canned salmon, tofu, beans, almonds, sesame, fortified cereals, and even sweet figs. Each one adds a layer of protection for your bones, and together, they create a strong, reliable foundation for life after 60. The message is simple. Don't rely on just one food. Calcium works best when it comes from a variety of sources, paired with vitamin D, protein, and regular movement. By adding even 2 or 3 of these foods into your daily meals, you'll not only guard against fractures, but also support your heart, muscles, and overall energy. Now it's your turn. Out of all the foods we've covered, which one do you already enjoy most, and which will you try next? Share your answer in the comments below. I'd love to know. And if you found this guide helpful, please give the video a like, subscribe to Senior Vic Health, and join our community for more clear, science-backed health tips designed to keep you strong, independent, and thriving every single day.